Alright, hey, this is Brother Hotel coming at you live and direct. I need to let you know first things first, right? You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother Hatim, and right now we are on Tribal Quotes, and this will be a show to end all shows. This show will change your life. We have hit the hidden pages of the African Opens, the Tree of Life. So you need to get here. You need to share the show, because the conversation that we possibly could have. Now, I could have a great conversation by myself with this book, but it would be more powerful with you, right? This is a Tribal Quotes, and this is Gye-Nyame Journey, the Heart of a Simba production, where we strive to blow up those old paradigms. Alright, let me put up the numbers so those that want to call in can call in. 614-556-4535. Alright. 614-556-4535. Alright, family, I want to welcome everybody in, and I want y'all to know, before we jump off, that the Nguzo Saba Challenge, the 21-day Nguzo Saba Challenge is live, right? Now, you don't have to start today. You don't have to start tomorrow. I'm going to have the challenge up forever, right? As long as I'm able to maintain it. But the challenge is to help you become uncomfortable like I told you the day before, and help you move from where you are to where you want to be using our culture. Let me stress that. See, because we're about to get into the secret pages of the African Open Tree of Life. I need to preface this with this. We are using our culture, family. I need y'all to understand this. When I'm saying this, what do I mean? I mean, we are using our foods. We're using our meditations. We're using our moves. We're using our language, right, to shape and mold us and get us where we need to be. For so long, we have tried to fit in. For so long, we have tried to be accepted. For so long, we have maintained being the city mouse. Those of you that didn't catch the show last night, you ain't gonna catch it. See, because like I said, we developing a language, right? So right here, what I'm holding in my hand, I know those on Spreaker that might be tuning in later or tuning in now on the Gye-Nyame journey, you might, I know you can't see it on Spreaker because that's a podcast. But this right here is the journal that will be sent out as a PDF. Now we will be compiling it into a book, as well as developing a calendar using it in Nguzo Saba for the days. And I know a lot of y'all is like, oh man, that's silly. Why would you do that? The reason I'm doing that is that conquests start on a small level long before they start on a large level. Let me say that again. Conquest starts on a small level long before you see the ships of war, long before you see the planes of war, long before that, right? The missionaries come in, and what they start doing, they start snatching and questioning the belief system of the people. They start questioning the culture, and they start ridiculing the culture, and they start taking away small things and adding little things that come from them. I just heard an example of this on NPR. There's a church, a Christian church in India. And in India, of course, you know, there's Hinduism. And Hinduism has been there for thousands of years. Christians want to get into India, right? Because as India moves into the limelight of the world, disposable income comes in. And you know that the church wants a piece of that money. So what are they doing? Right? So they go into India and they're taking the statues of Kali. They're taking, not Kali, I can't remember the name, but they're taking one of their gods and they're forming Jesus to look just like him. They take away the white skin. They put the blue skin. They put Jesus in the lotus position with his hands outstretched to the people. Right? And they say, hey, if you believe in Jesus like you believe in him, you can be saved. Now I want y'all to understand the logic of this. I want y'all to understand the strategy in this. Because like I said, they start by chipping away your culture. Now, what I'm doing is starting to put the chips back. So one of the first things I grabbed was the days of the week. Right? The Nguzo Saba Challenge is all about changing the days of the week. And in changing the days of the week, you change how you think. And in changing how you think, you change how you see the world. And in changing how you see in the world, you change how you act in the world. And in changing how you act in the world, you change what you can do in the world. I need you to understand this. Because this is much bigger. This is much bigger than just us. Right? I'm older. Right? I'm 49. I'll be 50 on my next birthday. Right? I got to make sure that I lay some type of foundation down for my seeds. And y'all got to do the same. We got to lead them something of cultural relevance. Right? Shouts out to our sister Navita Nelson. Shouts out to James Williams. Shouts out to everybody that's coming on live right now. Listen, we're about to get into these proverbs. Navita, if you could get in touch with the elder out of Atlanta and have him call in, you know what I'm saying, I could wrap the show around him as well. You know what I'm saying? Or post up the information for for people on my timeline so they can catch it now and catch it later as well. Because we have a dynamic workshop coming. A brother by the name of Wakesa. He's coming through. Oh, listen, I had him on the show last week. This brother's dope, right? This brother speaks my language, right? Nation building, right? Those of you who are talking about you want to talk about the education system, those that's talking about you want to do some nation building projects, those of you that want to understand why we can't move in the world in the way that we want to, this brother is coming to help break it down, right? Because one of the first things he's starting with stories, and when he said that, I said, man, this is I'm in the place, right? Tickets only $20. It will be Friday, right, at about 6 p.m. and then it go to maybe about 9 until we get done. Then on Saturday we got 4 workshops that's gonna last all day. So I need y'all to understand, right? Those of you that's out there talking about building, those of you that's dreaming about building, we are bringing somebody that's out here doing it. They have an educational institute down in Atlanta that is totally, it's on the internet. They're on the internet. So actually, you can start homeschooling your child and sign up with them and put your child in their school. I'm just saying. So, now, like I said, in Nguzo Saba Challenge, I put up the information that you need, right? It's gum.co. I'm gonna type it in again. gum.co/Nguzo Saba Challenge. All right, now we're gonna get into the Proverbs. But before we do that, y'all know I always got to pop one of my bottles or start to drink. That ambrosia, y'all. That ambrosia, you need to get you some. Probiotics, family. Probiotics, right? Like 70% of your immune system is in your digestive system, is in your digestive tract, right? And that's a lot of bacteria and yeast. Healthy ones, you need to empower those healthy bacteria and yeast. Now I want y'all to watch and see how live this is. Now that one is just a little bit too live. Just a little bit too live. Right? But that's how it goes, right? You got to always have your extra cup when you mess with this ambrosia because this is a live food. I'm not playing. I'm not doing that store sterilized stuff. I'm doing the real thing. I want y'all to get the real power of it, right? This is alive. It's brewing. You got to make sure that you're drinking the live drink. So right now, it's ready to top. Most of y'all stuff won't be like this. But sometime it is. Because I had people tell me, man, I almost lost my whole bottle. I keep telling y'all, you got to open it with another bottle up under it. All right, Navita, just don't post it on my timeline. Post it on the live stream too. All right. I want y'all to see. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Those that's coming out, I have some Friday, hopefully, because I'm telling you, this weather is tearing up my brewing, man. I went downstairs. I got a batch that should have been ready today. It's not ready. So I'm praying that it's ready by Friday. And, oh yeah, like and share the video, fam. All right, here we go. Oh, my God. This is original. Woo! Man, let me tell you. All right, I'm gonna drink that stuff in there. I'm just letting it sit for a second. All right, so we're about to get into the hidden chapters of the African openings to the Tree of Life. Right? Now, this book is a gem. This book is one of the most powerful books that I have ever read. I come back and I read it over and over again, and every time I'm able to do a session with people, I make sure this is the original ambrosia. This is the original right here. You know I'm sipping on the original. All right, Lines are open now. 614-556-4535. Once again, 614-556-4535. Now, this is your chance. If you have announcements, if you have something you want to say, if you got something you want to share, as long as you ain't long-winded like me, I'm going to let you do it. But I'm going to cut your ass off if you try to get too long. Because I know how some of us are, because some of us don't ever get heard, so we want to be heard, right? But I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to get your shit off, right? But we need to start using the internet and this Facebook to start letting people know what's going on. So I'm going to build the show for y'all. I'm building the show. It's going to be our show. Except I'm going to be able to cut your ass off. I'm just joking with y'all. Well, no, I'm not. All right. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Now, for those out there that's interested in learning how to do their own brew, I got a lot of scobies, man. I can teach you how to do your own thing. I can teach you how to do your own thing. Brother Hatim not greedy. I just want to make sure that everybody gets what they need, right? This is health in the bottom. This right here can help you with a lot of issues, a lot of immune deficiencies and stuff like that, autoimmune diseases. It can help you with that, as well as the Nguzo Saba challenge. Y'all, listen. When I say it's gonna change your life, I'm saying I give you a money back guarantee. Money back guarantee. You do the Nguzo Saba challenge, I will give you a money back guarantee. You know why? Because it's free. I'm giving you free books. I'm doing the research. I've been doing this stuff for years. I'm ready. Let's change some lives. And I'm talking about adults. Right? Because we don't have a kid problem. We got an adult problem. Alright. Let's get to the proverb. Alright, as I told y'all, we are in the hidden chapters of the African openings to the Tree of Life. I read one for you 2 weeks ago. We're going to start with that one. Feel free to call in. Lines are open. Let me make sure the lines are up. Is up. All I got to do is call in. Once you call in, once I see you on the line, I'm going to call in. So, hey, it's waiting. 614-556-4535. Once again, 614-556-4535. Shouts out to Brother Tariq Brown. Here we go. First one. Because, look, I just got to tell you about the Nguzo Saba Challenge. Now, let me read the title of this chapter, just so that y'all know. It's hidden. The Way of Ideas and Symbols. Look, I got to toast it up for Erskine Peters. The ancestor. He wrote the book. Alright. Y'all ready? Here we go. The saying of the knowledge holders have been transmitted over the ages through ideas and symbols. Ideas and symbols have power and energy. There are ways, systems, or manners by which ideas and symbols serve as manifestations, configurations, and stimulators of power and energy. Now, those of you that's new, there's nothing different. Those of you who aren't new and you've been with me since I started this book or been checking in with me, you notice it's a difference in how this chapter reads than the other chapters. The other chapters start knowledge holders say, ancestors say, wisdom holders say. This one is basically Erskine Peters sending information directly to us in not a proverb form, right? Now let me read that again, because those people that look at me and say, Brother Hatim, you crazy for changing the days of the week. You crazy for thinking you can actually do that. I want y'all to listen to this, because I'm going to read 2 of them for y'all today, and we're going to break it down. The sayings of the knowledge holders, which are the people he went around and collected these proverbs from, at the African ancestors that they how you doing, Miss Maria Garner? Thank you for being on. All right, here we go. The sayings of the knowledge holders have been transmitted over the ages through ideas and symbols. Let's stop right there. The sayings of the Nguzo have been transmitted over the ages through ideas and symbols. Now, we transmit ideas. We transmit our wisdom through symbols and through ideas and symbols. It's been transmitted over ages through ideas and symbols. Right? Now, when you want to build a culture, cultures start with ideas and developing symbols. Ideas and developing symbols. In order for a culture to exist, there has to be a thought. Now, the thought don't have to be positive, because we've seen negative cultures being able to flourish and flow. But culture starts with ideas and symbols. This is why when you go downtown in any city, every city got a symbol. Every city got an animal, a totem. Every symbol got a shape. Every city has a color. Every city have codes. Every city has signs. Ideas and symbols being transmitted so that they can make sure that they're able to pass the information from one generation to another generation. That's what culture is about. Culture isn't just about us wearing fancy clothes. Culture ain't just about us eating. Culture is about us transmitting information from one generation to the next. Do you understand? That's the most important part about culture. It's about transmitting the ideas and the symbols. Until we grasp that, we always going to have problems. So now, going back to the Nguzo Saba challenge, I'm trying to get you to start grasping some of the ideas and symbols that our ancestors left for us. Stop sitting around just studying them. We got to put it in action. We got to start moving with it. Right? So when people talking about Monday, you like, no, it's Moja for me. You know what I'm saying? What you mean? It's a Moja. See, listen. When you want to control the people, you control their concepts. You control their ideas and their symbols. This system has infiltrated your mind. How? Sending you 12 years in an educational system where they have packed information about their greatness and your lack of it. And they don't even have to do it directly. They do it indirectly by just ignoring your ass. By ignoring us. Right? We have to understand that. Sacred geometry. Symbols. Ideas transmitted through symbols. Ideas and symbols. Culture is about transmitting our ideas and symbols and putting them into action. Because if we don't put them in action, it's dead. It's dead. Cultures are living things. Ideas are living things. Symbols are living things. And if they are not given Ashe, life energy, they die. They die. Europeans are always pumping up their symbols. They're always pumping up their ideas. You hear them on the radio all the time. West Asians, I mean. You know what I'm saying? You hear it all the time. Where's ours? When we pumping ours up? Right? So I come out with, I say, yo, we going to do a, I'm putting out a 21-day Nguzo Saba challenge, and people sitting around and look at me looking confused. Dude, I'm bringing our symbols to life. That's my responsibility as a nation builder. When I was younger, and the internet just came out, me and my brothers used to sit around and say, if we don't reach as many people as Marcus Garvey with the technology the way it's coming out right now, if we don't reach as many and maybe even 3 times as many people as Marcus Garvey did, we deserve to burn in hell if there is such a place. We got to understand, man. Y'all got to understand. Listen, my soul is on the line. I have to wake some of y'all up. Right? I have to wake some of y'all up. Right here in the heart of it all. That's why if you look at Ohio, Ohio look like the heart of this nation, and Ohio is the heart of this nation. That's why the brainwashing here is the strongest. You gotta break through this. I mean, it's like it's a fog up over this mug, and it's like I've been fighting, and I'm just picking it up from where my elders left off. Right? So look, ideas and symbols have power and energy. Did y'all hear that? Ideas and symbols have power and energy. Ideas can move your emotions. Symbols can move your emotions, and move your mind, move your spirit. That's energy. That's power. When you invest the right energy into symbols, you can make almost you doing magic. You're doing magic. Ideas and symbol has power and energy. Our ideas, our culture, our symbols have power. And until we start plugging into that power, we always gonna struggle. So you understand this. Your culture puts a protective covering around you. Sister Jill says, culture is a living thing. It's our responsibility as nation builders to keep it alive. And to keep it live. See, because a lot of us think that culture is just us getting in a circle and being all solemn. No, culturally there's ways to party. Culturally there's ways to have festivals. And as a matter of fact, these are the very things that hold culture together. Us being able to enjoy ourselves. Us being able to have a good time together. We got, you know what I'm saying? And once we plug into the power, Sister Jill, it's not a struggle anymore. It's an adventure. Plug into the power. Your ancestors already left it for you. See, as a matter of fact, the blueprint and the game plan that our enemies are using, they got it from your ancestors. I don't think y'all heard me. All right. There are ways, systems, or manners by which ideas and symbols serve as manifestations, configurations, and stimulators of power and energy. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? There are ways, systems, or manners by which ideas and symbols serve as manifestations, configurations, and stimulators of power and energy. So ideas and symbols serve as manifestations. That means something rises up. So when a group of people come together, have been coming together long enough, something can rise up out of that group of people. Something can manifest. In a lot of other cultures and spiritual religious traditions, they call that a miracle. Manifestation. Something can manifest out of nothing when the right people come together with the right idea. Configurations, structures comes out of the culture, as well as stimulators of power and energy. So the right idea, and some of y'all experience this. Some of y'all have ran into ideas that have energized you. Or you ran into ideas that have drained you. Let me give you an example. I used to go to African Center for Study and Worship when it was still open way back in the day. And we would be having a study session. And we'd be having some deep conversations. But it would happen that every now and then, one of my elders would walk in with this conspiracy shit. Hold on. And he would snatch the wind after he got done talking about the trilateral the trilateral commission. After he got done talking about the Rockefellers and the Bloombergs and all this shit. The whole room was like, damn, how can we win? Ideas can stimulate or as well as take away energy. Ms. Garner says, energy is everything. We are all energy, and energy is the only way to change anything. Part of our esoteric anatomy, that energy can transmute negative energy. Right. It could transmute negative or positive energy. The whole piece is we have to work on it. We have to nurture it. Right? Like I said, culture is sort of like, if you ever had a pet, and I hate to but culture is like a pet. If you don't feed it, you know what I'm saying, the motherfucker gonna run away or it's gonna die. You got to feed the culture. How do you feed the culture? You feed the culture like you feed your ancestors with Ashe. See, we see, a lot of us just come together and we do these rituals and we say words like Ashe, and we really don't even understand it. We don't even go into depth with it. Right? When we say Ashe, we are saying so be it. We are transmitting our life energy into something. So people don't understand when they're in the circle pouring libations, that we are actually, by us saying and calling on the ancestors are present. See, and the issue is, this is why I call a lot of us closet atheists. Because we really don't believe in God. We really don't believe in nothing. Because you could tell how we act. Because let me ask you this. If your God is all knowing, all powerful, in all places at all times, why would you do some of the fuckery that I see some of us doing? If you know your God is watching everything that you're doing, if you know that your Creator is watching everything you're doing, how could you get involved with some of the fuckery that you get involved with? That's how I know a majority of us are atheists. This is why like I said, in some circles I won't even go and participate with the libations, because it's not real. The spirit's not there. We just be pouring. You know why? Because the ideas is not there. The symbols are not there. The Ashe is not there because the people do not believe. But it only takes a small circle, family. It only takes a small circle to just blow something up. Sister Jill says, feed energy with our cultural practices. That's right. Every time we practice the culture, right? What happens when you practice something? You become better at it, right? Because if we're energy, if we are balls of Ashe, right? That means that every time we move, everything we do is in a practice. So when I take a skill and I start working on it, I start getting better at it. I start getting more precise, right? And as I get more precise with it, I could direct it a little bit better, right? So now, what happens when people who practice libation really intently focus the libations? What happens? See, there's no way that we could be oppressed pouring libations the way as many times as we do. The only way that we could be made, the only way that oppression can continue to bother us is because we don't really believe it. We say it, we wear the kente cloth, we put on the shea butter, but we really don't believe it. We honestly believe. Listen, I'm gonna say this. Some of y'all gonna get mad at me, but many of us believe that the white man is God. And we believe that we can't win. So we participate in the circles half-hearted because we don't think there's any opportunity for us to be in victory. Right? Because the way we tell the story. And that's what Brother Mkesa going to come and talk about. Us reframing the story. Now, Elder Shedrick said people believe that they can sin because they are forgiven already. It is the catch-22 of some religions. I agree with that too. But I still stick with my point, Elder. You know I'm hard-headed anyway, so I'm sticking with my point. I think they don't believe. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like this. I have a problem. See, one of the reasons I start doing a lot of stuff on YouTube and start doing my shows, right, so much, is because I got people watching. I got people watching me. So I'm responsible, right? I'm responsible. So when you feel and you honestly believe that something or someone is watching you, you behave better. They did an experiment. I can't remember what the experiment was, but they basically put eyes over a trash can. They had a regular group, and they had a regular trash can. They had another trash can with eyes, and they put it in places with heavy traffic and heavy litter. And they found that everywhere they put the eyes, where the trash can looked like he was looking at people, people would put more trash into the trash can because they felt they was being watched. At least that's what the studies say. I gotta find it. You know what I'm saying? So hey, let's move on. So we're gonna move to the second one because I ain't gonna belabor the point. The second one today says, I'm gonna read the whole thing. I'm gonna come back. Ideas and symbols, in their own way, are living phenomena. They are conceived, they gestate, they are born, they mature, and they die. Some lie dormant for thousands of years and then resurrect. Culture and civilizations are built upon and around ideas and symbols. Where my lightning at? Where my lightning? Lightning, where you at? You can't take a break. Get up. Did this man, in 4 passages, did he just not give us the keys to freeing ourselves? Look, listen. I hope somebody else out there is getting it, right? Once again, I'm going to type in a number because maybe y'all ain't seeing the number. I don't know. 614-556-4535. Oops. Put that 5 in there. Bow. Just sent it up. Feel free to call in. Listen. Ideas and symbols are in their own way living phenomena. This means that many of you have given birth mentally and spiritually through the ideas that you have been having. But because of lack of courage or fear, you have allowed those ideas to die. You are guilty of murder, according to this. Ideas and symbols are in their own way living phenomena. Ideas are living phenomena. They need to be fed. They need to be nurtured. They need to be taken care of. Ideas and symbols. They're living things. They are conceived. You give birth to them. They're conceived. They gestate. And they are born. They mature. And they die. Ideas and symbols. So these things that are able to move power are in a sense living beings that if we start, when we kill our ideas, that's right, we are committing murder. When you don't give your ideas the energy that they need, you are committing murder, especially the good ones. Now some of your ideas need to be, some of them need to be executed. Some of our ideas need to be executed, right? But what about those ones that will truly make you independent and make it possible for you to provide jobs for 4 or 5 of your family, or your tribe, friends? How many of us have allowed those type of ideas to die by starvation? And I need you to understand, starvation is one of the worst ways that any being could die. Is long, slow, and torturous. And many of our ideas go through that. Oh God. Hold on, family. I need to top it off. I can't wait till the weather evens out so I can have enough for everybody. Some lie dormant for thousands of years and then are resurrected. And this is the point where we are right now. See, because check this out. We need to change the story, right? Think about it. Now, I told you about my idea about generational people. I say that we are generational people. And we're born over and over again back into basically the same family lines until we complete the mission that we was born for. So we continue to come back in the same families. So for you to neglect your life right now is for you to, in a sense, sentence your future self to a life of poverty. For you to allow your ideas to die right now is, in a sense, you allowing yourself to be reborn into a family that is totally dependent on the enemy. Basically living like the city mouse that we talked about yesterday. Every time you open a corporate, you got to run and squeak and squeal and squeeze through a hole that's too small for you. That's our existence as Africans over here in America. We live in a land of plenty. We just can't touch it. That's the exact issue that the mouse was having in the story yesterday. Alright. So it's time for us to start resurrecting some of the ideas, some of the symbols of our ancestors. Right? So like I said, today, for me, today is Ujima. Right? Hell with the other stuff. When I say the other ones, like I said, this is my way around it at work and my job, because other people ain't going to understand because they don't speak the language that I speak. Right? So I'll be like, oh, the fifth. Oh, yes, it's the fifth. Jima the fifth. You don't understand my language, you understand the numbers. See, because y'all, we have to stop trying to be accepted. I'm just saying. Many of us spend so much time trying to be accepted, we forget who we are. We forget where we are. So by the time it's time for us to come home, we old. And we really don't serve a purpose. We dried up. We used up. You know what I'm saying? We spend, I want you to just over your, just do a lifetime, do lifetime math. How much time have you spent in your life, no matter how old you are now? If you took a regular job and take the 8 hours a day, how much time have you spent up to this point right now, right here on Ujima at exactly 9:46? How much of your time, how many hours have you dedicated to bringing forth somebody else's dream? Or energizing somebody else's ideas and symbols? See, this is how important symbols are, and we miss it, right? Name one major company without a symbol. Name one major professional team without a symbol or a totem. When they have animals, they call totems. Now, this is one I gave you already. Where is the ancestor worship capital of the world? Miss Marie Garner says, I really believe this is where sacred geometry is important for us as a people. It takes us beyond this realm to absolute freedom. Y'all heard that? Sacred geometry is about doing the shapes. And you get into what they call the mathematics of God, that fractal geometry. Y'all need to check that out. That fractal geometry is deep. Right? The math of God. That's what the scientists call it. Right? So, let me finish this chapter up. I'm going to let y'all go. Cultures and civilizations are built upon and around ideas and symbols. Read that again. Cultures and civilizations are built upon and around ideas and symbols.